A train wrapped to spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree. He'll show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow.
Mega GMs, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. It is Monday, September 29th, man. Just a couple days to go left in this month. Hey, until today, I would have said not the best month here. Not that we were expecting it, but oh man, what a difference a couple days can make here. Oh boy, I'm not going to say it. I hope one of you will, but are we maybe... I'm not going to say it. The B word, I'm not going to say it. Maybe one of you can. Anyway, we got a lot to chat about this morning. Market's looking pretty damn spicy. Kind of all of a sudden, dude, from NFT starting to cook and really starting to cook to the crypto market looking great. There's a lot of things popping off. We got to get into all of it. Virtuals also. What's up, Gravity? Hey, perfect timing actually for you. There's something I'm going to get you guys feedback on, as I do. You're somebody I actually was really hoping would be here for that. Of course, virtuals. And AI in general, but virtuals, right? We're all sitting and waiting for Genesis V3. It's not going to be Genesis anymore. Whatever it's going to be called, we're waiting for the new iteration of virtuals here. And so, man, just a perfect time to stay plugged in here, man. Okay, well, you got to say it. That's not the thing, but this time is different. Actually, that's part of one of those things too. I do think this time is kind of different. Anyway, let me hit some GMs real quick. By the way, we're live on Abstract and on X. And YouTube, I think that's where we're at this morning. Wherever you're watching, hit the like over there. But come over to the YouTube side. Make sure you subscribe over here. There we go. That's what's up. Yeah, hang on. Drop King, though. Good morning, dude. Cats, great to see you, man. Gravity, early for you, but glad you're here. Mufasa's here, too. Good morning, man. And there we are. I mean, there it is. The B word. Kat said it, not me, but I think I'm feeling it too, man. I think we're back. We said it last week, felt very bottomy. I mean, listed off a whole bunch of reasons why, but part of that is like it's a gut thing, it's a vibe thing. It was feeling sentiment out there. And when you do this long enough, you start to get a feel for what the bottom feels like. It's there's desperation and there's hopelessness and there's people making moves that they're forced into because they're, they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait. And they finally capitulate and sell positions and give up hope and right? Usually that's, for me at least, my favorite, bottom signal, and felt it really strong last week. So last week said, this is the bottom here. And it's exactly how it looks to be playing out. So really, really excited about that. Bummed about points. Yeah. Verdant, stick a fork in it. Big Will says, no, you have your doubts. We need to chat about that because the points thing bums me out a lot too. It really does. I'm not very well. Okay. Again, we'll get to it. It'll be in just a moment here. My thoughts about virtuals aren't great. They're just, I just want to be really real with you guys. And I have been throughout and I will keep doing that. I will keep cheering virtuals on, but things are changing in a lot of ways. Anyway, let's get into today's show. All those things to talk about still. Big bag of Billy. Oh, dude, you know my thoughts on Billy. Big fan of that. Tomorrow coming up on the show. Excited for this. We got the Wave 3 team who's got their Genesis launch going live. It's kicking off tomorrow. TGE will be on Wednesday. Look, we're starting to see the AI, well, finally AI. I was going to say, though, crypto, NFT, music narrative starting to bubble back up now in the AI space too. So crypto, music, it's happening. The Wave 3 guys are building in that direction too. Really excited to chat with them. They're live on Spaces right now with Evan or Evans. I like this guy. I don't know how others feel, but I like him. He's got a weekly show, I guess goes head to head right here, which great. Bring it on. Also, I'm supporting everybody. So I'm excited to have other people here building and pushing and doing some content. Alizar, good morning, man. So they're live over there. We'll have them live here tomorrow. So if you're trying to figure out what they're doing, just stay tuned. We'll have the two founders here tomorrow. Should be awesome. Anyway, guys, follow me at Hudah_idiot over on X. More importantly, follow the Swarm_AI. And then, oh, Katz, you said one I'm interested in too. And then SlamAI_XYZ. Most important of all is following that account. A lot coming. And it's part of, a little thing we need to chat today. A little to do with that. But to get set up, go to SlamAI.xyz. Check out the white paper over there. And just get a feel for what's coming and what's cooking. And it's bigger than just here on virtuals. It's well beyond that. It's anything and everything in crypto. It's gonna be exciting here. AI bet or AIX bet. I've been poking around. Yeah, that one's also anything that's leaning into betting and predictions, and that's it. That's where I'm going to be focusing. Guys, we also have a new show coming from Virtuals. I've got some thoughts on it. I got some feels for it. I like it. So this is a new series coming from the Virtuals team themselves, right from Virtuals Protocol here, guys. They have kicked off an ongoing builder series, right? And so we've seen this from Vader. Of course, you have the Big Will show, which is, and Goon, by the way, Big Will and Goon, fantastic guys, fantastic show. They get the builders on that show. And we do it here too. So this kicks off starting tomorrow. I believe it's an hour ahead of here, so you don't have to miss anything. Yeah, an hour before this show kicks off. They have their spaces going on tomorrow with Basis OS, Manikai, and Gigabrain. Great projects. Glad to see them pushing in this direction. Where's the support for shows, though, that have been here? I'm going to tell you, I already have. It's hard to say I have a problem with this because I want to see teams more vocal and visible, and I want to see them pushing and building, and that means even spaces. I want to see teams do spaces. However, we've been asking, by we, I'll say the regular shows in the Virtuals ecosystem have been asking for support, right? Share our shows, come on our shows. We're taking some pressure off those guys by allowing them to do what they should be doing, building out their platforms, right? Just like heads down, working, building, whatever, which feels like they haven't been doing that for a while, just going to be honest. Not to say they haven't, but it feels like there's something that wasn't happening that was happening during much more exciting times, right? I'll just say it. It's how it's felt to me, that it wasn't pedaled to the metal for them, and it hasn't been for a while. Okay, now clearly that changed and they're ramping things back up. Good, I love it. So I love to see this. But again, I think they're making it very clear they're not going to support the shows here. And instead of supporting the shows here, they're going to go their own direction and they're going to do their shows. I'm happy. The more conversation, the better. The end. It kind of ends there. But again, I think they're showing that they're not going to support the shows here. And if they are, it's going to take a backseat to them in their own show. So interesting developments. But it also helps give me some direction here, guys. It does. Because I've been thinking a lot about this show and covering virtuals. And look, you can't deny how slow it's been. And if you're doing a show that's focused on virtuals when there for months at a time is like nothing happening in virtuals, and you're not getting support from the virtuals team, not even likes on the show, none of that, nothing. Well, at some point, you got to start mixing it up a little bit. And so, guys, I've been thinking about this a lot. It's time to start getting back to what we used to do, which is covering the broader market, getting into the alpha that's out there outside of virtuals and outside of AI. It's talking about NFTs again. It's talking about the Perp DEX wars that are starting to heat up right now that you absolutely should be paying attention to. Well, I don't want you to have to watch my show and then have to go somewhere else to hear about any of that stuff because we're only talking about virtuals. No, it's time to just go back to what we used to do and cover all of it. Keep you plugged in on everything. And yes, still cover virtuals every single day. Every single day. But that's what we're going to start doing is ramping back up to the more comprehensive coverage, which I think is nothing but awesome here for the show and for the guests that we get on here. There you go. Okay. Yep. There's so much happening. I love virtuals. I do. But to focus only on virtuals For a while, it made sense. For right now, it doesn't. And so, okay, we'll keep talking virtuals every single day. We'll do what we have been doing, guys. We're going to talk about the AI tokens. We'll look at the market caps. We'll look at the hot coins. We're going to look at Genesis. We'll see what's launching and how the past launches are performing. But it's not going to be the entire show. It might be 5 or 10 minutes out of the show. I still aim to get every single Genesis launch on as a guest on the show. The guest coming on doesn't change. What I do think is going to change is how long they're on the show. I'm not looking to do hour-long interviews now. I'm looking to do 30 minutes of market talk, just us, and then 30 minutes in the second half with the teams. I think that makes a lot more sense. And we can go longer too, right? I always tell the teams the vibes carry us as long as they carry us. I'm down for whatever, but we don't have to do the whole hour. We do 30 minutes, but we keep the market talk because we have to. As we head into this exciting time in the market, you have to, man. We're not skipping days of market talk and alpha talk. We're not skipping it. So those are the changes that are coming in. And actually, starting as of today, we'll start covering the crypto market. Couple, again, really broad topics without getting in depth with those. And then on to virtuals. And then as the week goes, we'll start pushing that up. Tomorrow, the Wave 3, that'll be more traditional style. We'll do that full hour with them. Beyond that, is where things will change. Mufasa, stepping back from virtuals, made a decent bag, have plenty of bags packed. Back to more stocks. There you go. It sounds like it's funny, man. It sounds like I'm not alone with this. Like some of you guys I've chatted with individually, everybody's starting to not move on from virtuals, but maybe give it the time and attention that at this point it deserves, which is a lot less, right? A fraction of what you are giving it. This used to be for all of us, are all in every day, and it's you're only hurting yourself, I think, if you're all in all day, nothing else. There's so many opportunities out there. Just putting it here. Look, if it's something you love, go for it, man. And I do love it, but I love so many things in this space, and I don't want to miss them anymore. All right, let me get the show retweeted out here. You can even see in today's title, though, just dangling that out there. We're not just going to talk about AI. NFTs, I'm excited to see starting to get some life. Guys, the strategy tokens are incredible. If you don't know that, again, that speaks to the problem here. You should know about it just from watching this show. It's what I used to do. It's what I do, in my personal time. You should know about it from catching a daily show. You should. So yeah, NFT strategy tokens, I mean, so important. Anyway, guys, we're talking about the vibe change and the shift in the market and bottom in last week on to October. And I feel like it's going to be a spicy one. And most people, again, behind the scenes talking about it, people thinking the exact same. What's up, Luna? It's go time. It's go time. And there's something about this event in particular, Token 2049. Token 2049, big event going on right now in Singapore. And everybody's there, man. And it's from all sides. It's not just AI, but I love seeing the AI projects that we're familiar with out there too. The Whack AI guys are out there. The Nua guys are out. There's so many teams here. Cons is out there. So many teams here from the virtual space that they're out there. Pre-events going on right now. The official conference kicks off, I believe, in 2 days on Wednesday. But a lot of people had this pegged as that moment that the market, rounds that corner, starts its next leg up, and heading into, and we're not there yet, but heading into that final leg, the real banana zone, and it's coming. So we're going to keep up with this too, Token 2049, looking for big announcements, big partnerships, big product updates, reveals, and just good vibes coming out of that conference. This is it. This is that moment. And dude, I hope you saw this. If not, happy to be able to show it to you here, maybe for the first time. Dude, the NFT space, it's a shell of what it used to be. But here and there you get stuff that just reminds you of what those times were like. You look at this story here. It's an NFT collection called Hypurrs that were given, for free to early Hyperliquid platform users. I'm assuming the guys who farmed the platform early. And there were some other kind of categories of people who got these NFTs, but they were free. And right now, the floor price on these NFTs is like $65,000. And by the way, they are selling there. They're actually selling there. In fact, the top 5K of Hypurr got that. You were top 6K. Damn, Luna, dude. These are $65,000 NFTs. They are actually selling There is volume on this collection. Incredible things. And what we were just looking at is a 1-1 from the collection. Wow, it guys sold 3 times in not even 12 hours. Sold for 90 grand, then 230 grand, then $470,000. We used to see this every day, guys. Every single day we saw this. That was, you know, the best parts of NFTs. A couple of years back, it was this every day across multiple collections, and I don't think that's coming back this time around, guys. There's like a little chance. I always hold out like a little hope that comes back, and there's like a scenario where it does happen. There is a scenario where it happens. I don't think it's likely, but it's awesome to see it actually happening somewhere in one ecosystem, in one collection. And dude, it's not any of us. I get it. But you root that stuff on because some of that money works its way back to the stuff we're in. It's great to see, man. And it's just a little sign that people are excited. And I'll tell you, man, getting ready for this next thing that's about to happen. Everybody's feeling it. Even Jim Cramer. It's not great, dude. Jim Cramer saying buy crypto. Usually your signal to sell here. However, I think he's right. I think the man's right, and I think it's time to buy crypto. Let's look at the market here. Let me refresh that real quick. Yeah, looking pretty damn good right now, actually. Looking pretty good. Bitcoin up 2.5% in the past 24 hours. Back over 112K. We were 109 just a day ago. Man, we'll take it. ETH back over 4 grand. There it is, 4,100. Where's Ripple? 285. Solana 205. BNB at over 1,000 is wide. I can't comprehend that number for BNB, but it's a great sign. Yeah, it's go time again. It is. Looking at ETF volume, we'll look at Friday. We have 418 million outflows. Again, that's the Bitcoin ETFs. Not a great week last week. Not a great week. Even on the ETH side, I think we're going to see the exact same thing. Yep, all week last week. Wow. Yep. Friday, 248 mil in outflows. They got to get this site updated, by the way, because we have more. There's more major ETFs now, right? We have a Doge ETF now. Love to start tracking that. And then on to Solana. Actually, Solana last week, inflows all week. And so Friday rounded out the week with 10.6 mil in inflows. Good stuff. All right, now to AI. Again, we're going to still do AI stuff for sure. We're going to stay plugged in there. Total market cap, 16.87 bill. But remember, we looked last week at a token that's making up a big percentage of that. In fact, almost like 30-something% of that total market cap. And so that number is not real. In fact, the real number is probably still under 10 bill. And that's because we're looking down at agents now. They're counting USDT on Arbitrum. They're counting USDT on Arbitrum because one ecosystem is part of that total market cap. I don't think they should. I would love to hear their reason for that still, but that's 7.6 bill out of that number here. It's USDT. It's actually Tether. So we're really at like a 9 bill market cap here for the AI coins. It's a whole different story when you factor that in. So Fartcoin is really your true number one. Keep your eyes on Fartcoin. Always say it, and it's really important. Same with like Hyperliquid, but keep your eye on Fartcoin. Leading indicator for memes at least, or at least people's risk tolerance, right? We're going risk on here again when Fartcoin starts trending up. It is up. Still under a 600 mil market cap. Fartcoin will be $1 billion coin again. I did, Luna. Yeah, I did. Nothing, Dave. Nothing to do with them. Yes, that was that was kind of interesting, man. But yeah, keep your eye on Fartcoin. I think look, that's a play right there for sure. So it's $1 billion coin, disguised as a 600 mil coin right now. Anyway, Toshi, IRC, Tibber, and we'll throw Rect at number 5. Rect will be back to $500 million. Rect, but when all things are said and done, might be $1 billion as well. Could be. On the infrastructure side, we've got FET, Virtual, DCAI, IOTX, and Alt. And then in DeFi, it's, well, again, we skip USDT, which is showing in both agents. Hang on, let me just, all right, bad filter. Venice is on top here, again, in DeFi, AI Tech, Banker, Olos, and Cortex. A lot of green here, man. It's great to see. It is. And then put them all together here. Elsa on top as far as mind share. TGE hasn't happened yet. Cato campaign right now. It's followed by Banker, Fartcoin, CXT, and then Cookie. Looking pretty good. And Genesis. All right, this is it, man. Okay. I still think this week could be the start of changes on virtuals. Could be. I don't know if I'd be willing to throw money behind that bet. Maybe I would. Maybe that's a good prediction market. It's probably on PredictBase. Let me peek. It's a good market. Does the virtuals Genesis go away this week? Right, new version. Let's see if they got something up there. But the big change is coming again. Virtuals Genesis is going away. Points are going away. And when it launches, there's going to be a 4-week period where they phase out points. Yeah, they don't have it up here. It'd be a good market. And I actually like that one right there too. So we got to get ready. Don't know what it's going to look like. I've got my guesses. We've talked about it, right? I think it's going to look closer to Aerodrome, right? I think virtuals is the play. The virtual token is the play. If you're still betting in the virtuals ecosystem, I think the bet should be on the virtual token. Again, I think it'll be very similar to Aerodrome. Stake your virtual, you get your voting power, you vote on which tokens you want to support via money put in their LP that you earn fees from. Like that. Maybe it's completely different. I don't know, but I'd say just copy the Aerodrome idea. Now, if they do that, and if they also fold in like pre-sale levels and whatnot, man, their lack of planning, right? The fact that they just keep changing what they're doing actually is hurting other projects who are probably putting in, it's the blood, sweat, tears thing. And it's also their own money. I look at a project like Bionic DAO's Agent Zero. And if Virtuals ends up building out a platform that on top of the Aerodrome type, mechanics, if they start doing pre-sales, right, just ways for teams to raise money ahead of time and unlock it, they might be hurting other projects who, again, have put in the time and money. And I'm not going to love that if that's how it works. Again, I'm rooting for them to, evolve and make a platform that works. But I have a feeling some projects are going to get wrecked in their wake, which is, not awesome. Now, what I really hope we see them do, and I'm not sure they will, but take care of the people who have been here since Genesis started, at the very least. You got to take care of the community. If you don't take care of the community, you better pray that there's some big wins coming at least. You better pray that there's wins coming to people who get in and start playing this new, launch pad. Because if you don't have the wins and you alienate your supporters, you don't give them anything for what they've done. And I know they're going to give something for points, but I don't know that it's going to move the needle. If you don't reward traders who took those agent tokens and staked them like you told them they should be doing, there's a big risk there. You have a big risk of people leaving this ecosystem and then maybe actually going over to Creator Bid and trying it out, right? You have that risk. I don't know about you guys, but I took all my agent tokens when I was playing this. I didn't even think about selling them because I believed in the vision they sold back then, which is not what they're talking about today. I staked all my agent tokens, all of them. Get in on the pre-sale, claim the tokens, stake them. And for what? Barely got points from. In fact, the past 2 weeks, we got in some pre-sales. I'm going to show points in a minute here. Got in pre-sales, didn't get any extra points. Nothing. I'm telling you, nothing. Got nothing. And so now as you launch this new platform, if you don't reward people who stake their agent tokens, yikes. I'll tell you, I'm not going to be happy about it. I imagine you guys too. So even right now, I'm debating unstaking all my agent tokens because what's the point? And why have them staked right now if points are going away? Why not just unstake them now if the platform's coming out in a week or two? Well, use that 14-day unstaking period in the time in between. I'm not getting points for them. We'll look at points in a sec. We can talk deeper about that. Let's get to more token talk here, though. Wow, dude. Okay. Your top gainers in virtuals here. Biz is on top here. Followed by Wave, which is a spicy project here, man. 14 mil FDV now. Up over 50%. ADM, Wire is spicy too. And then Preddy's in the top 5. We'll look at Preddy in a minute here too. But Preddy's cooking, and it makes sense, and it's playing out exactly like we said. We talked about it on Friday on the PredictBase sponsored show, right? It's at that support level. We know where we assume there's news coming. It's the prediction market meta. And the market's about to turn. All these things are lined up that we said, man, Preddy's an easy buy. And it turns out it was. Again, we'll look at that chart. Your top losers, Flash, Savra, Mamo, Hannah, and Trivy. Alizar, sold all your Genesis tokens after this news, except see, smart. That's probably smart. I need to go and make that time and unstake. I think it's time to unstake. And again, I want to support all these projects by holding those tokens, but I don't have the incentive almost anywhere. Yeah. Points still basically at that, 5 month low, June, July, August, September, 4 month low. We hit another low yesterday. Yesterday was another 4 month low. I mean, we keep making new lows here. It's not great, guys. And it doesn't matter. Again, points are going away. So they're just kind of phasing them out. It's not why it's low right now. It's low because nobody's, playing in the ecosystem. They're just not. There's no launches really. There's some, but Preddy was hallucinating on you this morning. Couldn't recall your active markets. Gave you wrong markets multiple times. Yeah. Agents are tricky on X. At least a year ago, we thought the game had changed and they just were these all-knowing things, and they're not, man. And yeah, they're rough. I trust half of what an agent says. That goes for all of them, except ours. But yeah, yesterday, another 4 month low. Today, just barely above. Not many points. Again, a week ago, I spent 30,000 points, and a couple days before, 20,000 or so. But 60,000. 60,000 and then 30,000. And my points never went up. They never went up. They're just, nothing's happening. It doesn't matter because they're going away, but what's the point of getting into Genesis launches when I'm not getting many tokens and I'm not getting any points for it? I'm not getting anything. What's the point? So now we're going to have a real experiment. What happens when I unstake all my tokens? My daily active bonus is what? It's like 1,000 points, 1,300 points. Yeah, 1,000 points. If that's where, that's where my staking points are coming from, maybe that 1,000 goes to 0. 1,000 doesn't matter, man. 1,000 points doesn't matter in this ecosystem. It doesn't. If that's all you got, sorry, but 1,000 points doesn't get you anything. So I think it's time to go and unstake all my tokens. I think that's the plan. And I don't have a lot, by the way. Wow, dude, portfolio is down to 1,300. I don't have a ton. If I unstake, okay, so it is daily active bonus. See, okay, and if that's the case, if I unstake and I'm out 1,000 points a day, whatever. They're going away anyways. Over the course of the next 30 days, we're talking 30,000 points, which gets me $10 worth of a token. Doesn't matter. I think it's very clear for me it's time to unstake. 30,000 points gets me $10 worth of a token. I think it's time to unstake everything. Now I'll probably sit and hold them, and when the market pumps, just sell them all. Then I don't know, but the point is I need to be liquid and ready to sell them. And by the way, I guess there's not going to be timeout, right? If the points go away, is there timeout? I don't know. We'll find out. We're going to learn a lot here. Yeah, this whole ecosystem needs an overhaul badly, and it's coming. So I'm happy for that. Still, I'm kind of negative on virtuals right now. No, I'm rooting for them. I want to see it work, and I want to see them succeed, and I want them to help all of us succeed. If we don't make money, that platform's cooked, and I think they know that. And I think it's good. It's back to how it used to be. Dial those rewards back in our favor, and I think it'll work. Wow. So, Cats, you bought secondary, right? I mean, yeah. That, I think, is the key. The points come not from staking, I think, anymore. Like, you get some, but it comes from buying on secondary. Yep. That is the alpha. That's the play. And same with the Verdant stakers. So I'm really curious. Mufasa's got to keep us updated with the Verdant points. Really curious about that. All right, so launch is coming up really light out there. You guys know, again, with the new version coming, you know, people are probably, anyone who was planning to launch is probably sitting back and waiting. Because you have to. Why put it out now when, you know, everything's going to change, and then you got to go and unravel your plans and remarket, and you know, everyone's waiting. Still cooking. Well, you'll do well however they honor the points in this new system. But yeah. Biggest launch coming up this week and probably over the next couple weeks, unless that change comes, it is Wave 3. Again, it's a music platform. It's interesting. I think there's something there. And it's guys who are connected enough in crypto. Outside, I'm not sure. But, you know, again, it's interesting. It will complete. I don't know if we're talking a tier 3. You know, with the way this market is, it's again, nothing will surprise me. If it goes tier 1, it will complete. But tier 1 or 2, I don't think it's a tier 3. Although, actually, you know what? I might change my mind like on the spot. If Virtuals is saying points are not going to be kept, this might be for a lot of people an all-in play. Just get rid of the points while there's something maybe worth throwing your points to, right? So this could be a tier 3 if this is people just emptying their points bags, right? That could be. So it's hard to make a prediction, right? It's just one of those things. We'll wait and we'll watch and we'll reevaluate there. But I don't know. Project looks interesting. We won't get into it much here because, again, they're on the show tomorrow. So we'll chat through it tomorrow. And, you know, at that point, you'll have 24 hours to commit, right? So us not diving into it today is not going to hurt your ability to get in. You'll know all about it here tomorrow. And go check out their product video too. It's interesting. Again, connect your Spotify account and your Apple Music account, and it tracks what you listen to. I think it recommends you music. You earn XP or points in their ecosystem. But how that works and relates to token, and for me, the biggest question is why. I'm really curious about the why. You know, I know a lot of people do want, you know, this crypto NFT music thing to happen, and I still don't quite see that it needs to happen. Other than, look, we know artists get fucked on like Spotify; they don't make much. So, like, for that angle, I get that there's actually a solution here. We saw what Doodles did, right? Releasing music and an animation, and like, I get how there's a better way to do it here in Web3. Yeah, I guess that's the answer, though. I was going to say, I don't know that you need this stuff. Well, no, there's a much better way to do it here. You get so much hype here in Web3. You just do. The token drives hype. And again, it's more fair to artists. So again, there is something there. Beyond that, and this is a kind of an important question for you guys, right? Okay, like the Will and Goon show always says, and they're proud of this thing, and they should be. Every project they've had on the show has completed, right? Every single one, which is not hard to do if you only have the good projects on. Like, it's really easy to spot the projects that are going to make it or aren't, right? Fair to say? So I want to say every project we've had on the stream is also completed, right? Again, I think that's just easy to do. It's easy to pick the winners. But that said, okay, I'm looking at the Scream project, and I'm tempted to have them on the show. I'm talking to them. They're like a yes, but I'm actually debating not, and I'd love to know what you guys think. This is in that InfoFi world. It's song jammy kind of. To be honest, I don't totally understand it, but it's in the InfoFi mindshare world, and it looks okay. But should I have them on or should I not? I'll tell you, like, right off the bat, the video is weird. Like, to me, the video is weird. It's like, I can't tell if it's even a real person or if it's AI. We played it. I'm going to play it again here. But do you guys want Scream to come on, even if it's not a project that's going to complete? Like, do you want to hear about it? I'm like struggling with that. I'm like, okay, I want everybody on, but also, do I? Oh, and by the way, too, back to the whole idea of this show going back to NFTs, crypto. We're going to start bringing on NFT crypto guests. So the same way we've been bringing on the virtuals teams, we start bringing on everybody, which I'm excited because I never really did that before. Like, here and there we had guests on. We had like OSF on, and we had, right, you guys who've been watching know the people we've had on. But I've never gone and tried to make it a daily goal of getting a project or a founder or, right, DEX is on, and right, I never did that. And it's time to start doing it. So I'm excited to just have this, like, just new world of guests coming on. It's going to be good for the show. I think it's going to be good for the Swarm token. I think it's good for the SlamAI ecosystem. Just branching out, it's not just virtuals teams that come on the show. It's everybody. So that I'm excited about. Let me play the clip and here's what I'm curious. And Cats, that actually helps a lot. Does this make your spidey senses go off? Because for me, it does. But I just don't know if I'm reading it wrong, but it makes my spidey senses go off like it's not super legit. And I don't know.
So this is our web app, and it's live right now. You just log in using X, which is used as a means of authentication. Once logged in, the app kind of takes you to the first part, which is the Screamers leaderboard. This is the spot where you have your profile on the right and the overall leaderboard for the week's tasks on the left.
Okay. I mean, it's AI, right? That's definitely AI. I wasn't sure at first, but it's like definitely AI. I'm even wondering if they'll come on or be off camera, right? But like, it seems really sus. But also, I see Songjam following them. Like, there's something there. I can't decide.
These YAP score values and percentages are calculated using extensive formulations. Once you open tasks, you'll see current active tasks for the Virtuals Genesis projects. To start earning Scream points, all you got to do is complete the task. These tasks are based on specific Genesis project launches.
Okay, so it's Genesis focused. Don't love it.
Hey, virgins! I am Noah, the founder of Scream. So, like, if you look at what's already out there on Virtual...
I can't. I don't know, guys. I need... Okay, so Cats is a no. I need a few more of you guys. Like, do we have them on or do we not have them on? I kind of lean towards no, but I also... Okay. Let me know if I got any echo here. I lean towards no, but then I also want to give people who are building like a platform. So I don't know with this one. Like, I don't know that I like this or believe in it, but I also want people... I want to give people the opportunity to share their thing. So I'm wrestling with it. Anyway, anybody else? Yes, please stop. Anybody else with a thought there on the show, not on the show? Really curious. You know what it might be? Okay. I had this thought that when I have guests on the show, if you're in this space and you're building and you're in the community and you're working, and if I feel good about the project, you don't pay to come on the show. There's no fee. Like, people always ask, they're like, "Oh, yeah, what's the fee to come on?" I'm like, "There's no fee. Just come on the show." It's different for projects that I don't think have put in the work and that I maybe don't believe in the project as much. Maybe they come on with a little fee. I don't know. I'm leaning towards no. Now, here's the other thing, and then we'll move on from this because I don't think it really needs all this time. There's some fuckery. Mufasa, they didn't ask. If you're asking about coming on the show, they didn't ask that. I reached out to them. I've been watching this one, right? And so yesterday I looked at the accounts and I'm just seeing if we have mutuals and whatever. And this is where it starts getting maybe like there's some things that look okay and some stuff that looks kind of sus. Some of the mutuals are like, okay, Bionic DAO, I get why they're following. Adam's following. So, Adam, if they're doing some kind of partnership with Songjam, and I'm like, okay, it's just somebody who can kind of at least speak for them or vouch for them a little bit. I need to ask Adam about them. But yeah, they didn't ask. I reached out to them. Okay. This guy, Pascal, is their like advisor. 336,000 followers. Again, there's just things that make the alarm bell go off or the spidey senses, right? Here's a tweet with 3 likes. You got 30,000 followers and your tweets have 12 likes and 3 likes. And let's get to another one. There's 63 tweeting about some other project. Let's find if there's any other real. Yeah, everything's. Yeah, if it's just all retweets, man. This feels weird. So, and then like what, 9-10 months ago, tweeting about sneakers, and he's getting hundreds, thousands of likes. This feels really weird to me, right? Does this feel weird? I don't know about this one, man. And then there was one other account, Noah. Again, I don't think it's a real person. Okay, 77 likes from the Scream AI account tweet. But yeah, okay, 5 likes on this one, 6, 5. And then there's just nothing. There's nothing. I don't know. You know what I'll do? Maybe I got to require them to be on camera. Maybe that's the deal breaker. If they're on camera, yes. If they're not on camera, no. Because then, the things that look a little sus, right? Then they'll be like, it's pretty sus. Again, the engagement on the tweets is sus. I think. Maybe I'll ask Adam, though, what he thinks about him. But you guys, so far, it's just Katz is the only no. Mufasa's like, yes, if they asked. Yeah, a couple more people like, yes, no. Just curious. I'm not sure. I think I lean towards no. Especially if I have another guest that would come on, right? If I have somebody else that I like believe, but there's nothing else, by the way. There's nothing. Mindshare mining, I'm still watching. I think there's something interesting about that one. And Kat's point earlier, AI bet actually looks pretty darn interesting. Yeah, it's a co-pilot for prediction markets. Smart money co-pilot for prediction markets. Anything in that world, I'm going to pay attention to, right? So there's a lot of details on the page. Actually, I do need to reach out and get them on the show. Definitely want to talk to them. But yeah, I'd be paying attention to this. This is 11 days off. We have a lot of time to dig in. I definitely want to get them on the show. This will be fun, by the way, when we pivot to, the crypto NFT stuff and we still bring on the AI guests. I think that's the sweet spot here. But watch these guys. Watch these guys. There is something here. We'll hop on the site real quick. All in all, looks good. Oh, no kidding, huh? Yeah, there's a lot I like about this. Even the website, which is no biggie, right? But even the website, I like. I saw the rev share. Let me dive into that. Let's check that out. Okay, here we go. Users lock AI X bet to earn points that define their share of profit allocation. The AI agent trades via Alpha Pool. 70% of profits in USDC are distributed to lockers based on points. 30%, the other 30 goes to the treasury. Yep. Yeah, it's a cool idea. So partners will matter and where the bets are happening. And this is stuff I don't know yet. It's probably on here, by the way. But definitely be watching this. And then let's just quickly peek at their accounts. Let's see. Couple mutuals. Nothing there. And nothing there. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Product sounds interesting enough. I think we'll put them at like a. Yeah. I think we'll put them at like a C tier. I think that's fine. I think that's yeah. Actually, I think he put them right with like Taika. This sounds about right? Like there's something there. I think we need to know a lot more, but it's a keep your eye on it thing. Again, we've got 11 days to dive into this one. We'll work on getting them on the show, but pay attention to that one. So wave 3. And yeah, I don't know with Scream still. I'm leaning towards no for Scream as far as coming on. I think no. A quick look at Preddy. We'll do, actually, it'll be fun to, do more token discovery and diving in. But yeah, Preddy looking, hang on, I want to pull up. When was Friday? 22nd? 26th. 26. So yeah, we were here saying it's time to be buying Preddy. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so I already pulled this up. I've got the filters on. I'm looking for smart money coming in, and we are starting to see those clusters of smart money starting to buy back. We're definitely starting to see it. I've got it filtered by buys or sells, but over $1,000, right? And what I'm always looking for, it's the, average plus and above traders in buying. And again, we're starting to see it. Genius, Gifted, plus. Gifted plus. Also seeing the not a smart money selling. Some buying too, but again, I'm looking for those, like, again, the gifted plus, average plus. I'm looking for an uptick, gifted plus. I'm looking for that uptick in these kind of guys buying. And again, we are definitely seeing it. Gifted plus plus. Those are different too. I checked them earlier. They are different accounts. Gifted plus plus. By the way, here's Genius. Let me see what date that was. That was a few days ago, I think. 2 days ago, almost 3. So basically Friday. Right at that level, we were thinking was a good spot. They are gifted. They're starting to come back in. It was at that level we thought. That's a level that's hard to pass up on when you're at that support level and you've got those catalysts that are imminent. Again, gifted here. It made sense to be buying right there, and they are. Average plus plus, gifted plus plus. The smart traders are coming in. I love it, dude. And I just love that you can see this whole story. Guys, think of the automated trading you could build around this, right? Build out a rule set that it's like if, 5 average plus plus, or let's say gifted and above traders trade within a certain time period, and market cap hasn't grown more than 10% by X number of tokens or X amount of tokens, right? You can really dial that in exactly how you want it, where you're not just buying because it sees X number of them. You have other factors in there too, right? You can go and have it look for like their presence, how often they're trading. And you want it to be somebody who's not just buying once, but somebody who's continuing to buy. So you also say it also has to be highly active, or let's just say like, I don't know what's right above that. Higher than occasional. You can put all these other factors in there and say, if it meets all these criteria, make the trade. And these are things you can't just quantify by, these static numbers on chain. It's you take them behind the scenes and you have these calculations with it. I'm really looking forward to people starting to build these out with some of the partners we have right now. I think we'll be able to start building some of these out, and you guys will too, by the way, which is so cool. Leah, look at it. It's go time, man. It is. It's go time. It is. Dude, really, really exciting what's coming here. All right, we're not going to get in other tokens right now. I just got to show some love to the PredictBase team, the Predi token. There's just so much upside here. Again, they sponsor the. I'll always, guys, I will always tell you if there's some kind of like tie connection, collab, or whatever. I'd like to make that super transparent. They sponsor the Friday show. I'm not talking about them today because of that. I'm talking about it because that puts it on my radar. And I see a really obvious thing happening here. So looking pretty great. All right, let's hit some updates from across virtuals. There are some, and a couple actually beyond too, but some cool stuff. Shout out to CryptoSage Senior and their Gloria agent. I'm sorry, Emma agent. What, Jesus Christ, what a slip. The Emma agent, Dr. Emma Sage. It looks like they got a base grant, guys. This is that prototype agent a lot of us were excited about, months ago. And man, they made it, right? They bonded, but now with awesome news here. Again, GG's to them. Base grant to keep building here. Awesome stuff. In ACP, I don't know if it's like live it's in the sandbox. I don't know if it's actually live in production. You know what I mean? But they're cooking. I still think there's a good future for this agent. So shout out to those guys over there. Love it. Love it. Axelrod is teasing some news here. Teasing something. There is some rumblings behind the scenes about things. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're going to get some news here soon. Sniper Search. I've got some of those tokens somewhere, probably staked. But yeah, expanding beyond crypto, now expanding to the stock market. Nice. So Insights, I don't think you're trading via it. I don't think. Could you trade stocks via it? Maybe. No, I don't know. Whatever. I hope so. It's pretty cool. Songjam website's got a nice update. I do need to ask Adam about Scream, but Songjam's got a nice update. Site's looking nice. Very nice there. Caesar agent's now live in ACP. That's a really cool agent, by the way. Really smart. Really smart. It's, use it for research. It's outperforming some of the major models out there. It's really smart. Hearing a lot of good things about Caesar. So if it's not on your radar, it should be worth looking into. They got the token, of course, right? Live in ACP now. We got an update from the Cerebro dev. This is one of those things. If you've watched this for a long time, right? When this one came out from the get-go, when this thing was basically $1 billion market cap, I told you this one is not going to end well. On tape, we could go back and find it on. I said this one's bad. This one's got my spidey senses going, like not in a good way, like not scammy, but actually kind of just like fake. Like it's not real. There's no substance. This is not really a guy building a thing. This is a guy milking you. This guy's farming you. And it's exactly how it played out. Dev faked his own death at one point. Like this guy's this guy's kind of a scumbag. Anyway, tweeted out that he's looking to sell his IP, potentially to Meta. I don't believe anything the dude says. Nothing. I don't believe anything this dude says. But anyway, that's your Cerebro update just cause it's so wild, that guy in that story. A lot of people got wrecked on that one, I'll tell you that. Dude, do you guys remember? I'm just thinking back to when things were crazy and it was Truth Terminal and Cerebro and Pippin and man, what were some of the other agents back then? I'm trying to think what we throw out, guys. Some of those like top tier agent Eliza stuff back then too. Actually, AI16Z. Hang on, let me find. Oh, hang on, I know something that needs to be on our radar this month. I forgot all about it. Man, I'm trying to remember the agents. Oh, there were so many of these. Like Luna was, back then. All these top tier agents. It was wild. Okay, AI16Z. That fund expires this month. So remember, like all over this, the past year, people who launch using the ELIZA framework, they give a chunk of their tokens to this DAO. And after a year, those tokens are distributed to people who hold AI16Z tokens. That was always my understanding of how it works, right? So that expires this month, or in October. So we get to see how this experiment plays out. If you could short this token, might not be a bad play, right? Because when it expires, either they go for a round 2 or fund is dead. I don't know which way it's going to go. Man, this thing got up to what? 1 or 2? I'm trying to keep it all straight, but 1 or 2 bill? Did it get there? 1 or 2 bill? And 95 mil now. Not bad, right? But again, when this fund expires, tokens distributed, I really wonder what that's going to look like. Here, I'm going to see what this was at its peak. Market cap 421 mil. I'm trying to remember FTV if it was higher. But yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be a really interesting one to watch. Token might just be dead after. But again, if they have a round 2, maybe not. We'll keep up on that. Getting interesting. And then last update is from outside of crypto AI, but ChatGPT's got something new called Pulse that's actually live if you have Pro. And I like it, guys. Similar to how Butler works, where now it's DMing you every day like a token report. Well, this is going to go and I believe it taps into like your email and your chats and all, which I don't love that, but whatever. It's going to deliver you a report based on your interests and the conversations you're having and your calendar, and it's going to be truly like your assistant in a way. So for topics you're interested in, but again, events you have going in on your life, and again with your chats. I like it, man. These are the kind of things that are going to make your day faster, easier, more productive. The more you tie it into everything you do, which again doesn't sound awesome. It's happening no matter what it is. Yeah, the more productive, I just think things are about to get really cool. Anyway, ChatGPT Pulse. I checked. I don't have the update on my phone yet, but you do need to be on Pro. Maybe Plus gives you some access to it. Yeah, not yet on my side. I'll be trying it when it's there. I think it's super cool. I dig it. AI is about to get very cool. It's cool already. About to get even cooler. I can't wait. All right, guys. That's it for today. Tomorrow, again, the Wave 3 guys on the show. Should be awesome. Tomorrow will be just like the usual interviews, right? We'll have them on for the whole episode. Beyond that is where I want to start changing it up and market, then interview. And definitely by the end of the week, you'll see we'll have like more in-depth focus on crypto AI. We're going to cover that. Virtuals will be like a sliver. Some episodes will be all virtuals, right? When they have big news and big launches, whatever, like we'll put the attention where the attention belongs. today would have been a good example. I probably would have spent most of the day on this and NFTs and the strategy tokens and right. But we'll work our way back up to that. It's gonna be fun. Again, like the show wherever you're watching. Come over to CryptoSlam on YouTube and subscribe over here. And then go check out SlamAI_XYZ. Get on the website. Check out the white paper here, view docs, and get ready for what's coming, man. It's gonna be sweet. There we go. All right, guys, have a great day. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Get ready. We'll see you. Goodbye.